Yeah, good morning, team. Sagar, you can start recording as well once class starts.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. Now let me share my screen. Okay. Anyone attending today's first class? No one? Okay, that's good. Let's have a quick recap and then we'll continue our MySQL. Okay. What did we do yesterday? Anyone who attended yesterday's class?
We went through the select clause and different where conditions.
Okay. We saw something called the alter command. Inside alter command, how to drop a column, how to add a column, how to modify the column, how to rename the column. We saw this, and then we saw something called as inside DQL or DML commands, how to use different types of operators. Okay, first was something called as and or operator. What is the difference between and or? What is the difference between and or? And operator is mainly used when both the condition are satisfied, then only it displays the data. Whereas or operator is either of the condition is satisfied, it will go and display the data. Okay. Then we saw something called as a logical operator where greater than, less than, greater than equal to, then we saw not equal to. These are some of the operators which we saw. Then we saw how to make use of something called as a like operator. When we use like operator, when do we use like operator?
When we have to search for a string related.
For partially matching data. If there is any partially matching data, we have to find out those of kind of data. We use something called as a like operator. And we saw something called the in, not in, between. These are the operators which we use widely for wide range of elements. For many elements which we can go and search, we put something called as not in, and if we don't want within this particular elements, we use not in, and between is for range of elements from starting to end. For example, 1 and 10, if we use, it will consider 1 also, 10 also, and between whatever the data between 1 and 13, it will 1 or 10, it will be displaying that data. Okay. After that, we saw something called as is operator. Is or is not. What is this? Why you use this?
Especially for the nulls.
For null handling. Okay. For filtering of null data, we use something called as is or not. Okay. We just went surfacely and we try to put this on top of our update statements. We try to see with respect to DQL statements, that is select statements, and we try to run those commands, and we were able to see few things. Now today we'll be continuing with the same thing, and we'll try to analyze more on top of our DQL command. Then we'll come back to, there are two more type of language. One is transaction control language and one is data control language. Now what is this? We'll come back in further classes, but we'll try to analyze more on top of our DQL command. Okay. Now, coming back. Now, I have a question for you guys. We created our table. First table was something called the products. And on top of products, to add data, we are using something called as insert into our table. Okay. Okay. Now, imagine here we were adding 10 to 12 records, and on the go, I was just writing simple insert into command. If my record have 1 million records, will you go and write 1 million insert into statements? You write 1 million insert into statements?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now, how to handle this kind of scenario? Okay. Usually what happens, for example, as I explained to you in a second class, you have a Amazon. Okay. Amazon, you have application where you are using this application for shopping. Now, anything with respect to application or shopping, you are a user here. You went and you were browsing few things and you added certain cards. Okay. Now this is the database where you have all the information. Whenever you hit something for browse, that particular application will communicate between the database in the backend. There might be any of the languages. There might be Java, there might be Python, there might be any other coding languages that are used to interact between your application and database. Now, whenever you go and hit certain things search, that particular language will go and hit you particular database or anything with respect to your backend database. It will fetch that information and you are getting that particular information. Okay. Okay. But searching is fine. Searching is nothing but you are getting what? DQL command. You are fetching the results. So it was able to fetch that results and it was able to display you. That is fine. But what happens when you add certain things into your cart and you start doing payment? Now Amazon don't have your information. It needs to have that particular information in their database so that they can further process your orders. They can maintain all your whatever the orders are there in all in intact, and they need to show you display each and every information with respect to your product, what it is there, whether it is left with a one particular database, so data warehouse, and it went to another data warehouse. All the tracking part of the product needed to be done by your Amazon. So how does they insert the data, how does they update the data, what they do with respect to your database in the backend. Now, if you go and cancel your order in the backend, they have to go and delete this particular record or mark as a deleted so that they should not come and deliver unnecessary product for you guys. So they have built an application using certain things where they automatically make sure that they have written this insert statement, they have written this all update statements, everything on top of this particular language, or they can make use of something called as store procedures. Now, what are the store procedures? I'll be explaining in the further classes, but this is where dynamically you write your code and you put into one of the object. Now, when you call this particular store procedure, automatically it executes all sets of command. Now, this particular store procedures have been called by this particular Python or Java language. Now, as soon as they call this particular language, automatically that will be gone and inserted into your database. You will never be writing any insert statements. Means for a day-to-day activity, whatever this 1 million transaction, whatever is happening, you will be never sitting and writing this particular statements. That will be automatically taken care by your application. But we all, as I was saying, we will never go and use something called as insert statement, update statement, and delete statement. Then why did we use, let's say for past two classes, we are seeing something called insert, update, delete, because there might be a situation when you're working with your data in a data engineering work. There might some certain situation where you need to insert some records and check for certain testing part or anything you have to do, or you need to update on the go certain records. There might be few issues you have to do. There might be issue for deleting the records on the go. You have to see all those issues. For doing that, that's the reason on the foundation we gave for at least 1 or 2 days so that you guys know how to do that. But most of the time we'll be doing something called as DQL language, where we'll be selecting data, we'll be joining data, we'll be merging data, we'll be doing a lot of things with respect to DQL, but you need to have an understanding on DML operation. Now, I have, let's say, 1,000 records. Now, I need to insert into my database. Now, I don't have any application to do these things, because this for building this particular application, you need to make use of certain software and all. You need to build that. It's all software development work. Now, how to add at least 1,000 records into my database to get started? So for that, your MySQL says if you have a data into CSV or Excel, what you can do, you can come and import that particular data directly as a table using something called as a import wizard. Now, inside your database, there will be something called the import wizard. Directly using that, you can come and add that particular data into your database. Now, to do that, if you come back to your MySQL, now on top of your something called as here tables, you have database tables, there is something called as data table import wizard. Now, as soon as I click here, it is asking to browse a path. Now, let me browse a path. Okay. I'll use this particular orders data. I'll be sharing this data set. Don't need to worry. I'm using this particular order data. As soon as you do, it has taken that particular CSV data. As soon as I click, it is going and creating particular existing database. Whatever the data is there, should I create a new data? Okay, I'm giving my data name as orders underscore data. I am creating this particular data. And I give next. It is giving all the information. Now, what kind of data type you need to go and put on top of your table? Now, if you see, automatically it has taken based on the data, whatever sample data it is there, it is coming up with certain data types. Text is nothing but normal varchar. It is again taking varchar. Each and everything is good. Total now amount, for amount automatically it has taken, there is a decimal value. So I'll go and put into, it is taking something binary. So let me go and correct. I don't want binary. I want it to be something called as double. Double is nothing but a decimal kind of a data type. Payment mode is there. Delivery is there. Then we have delivery date is there. Now, for now, I'm keeping my delivery date as text. I'll let you know why I'm keeping as text. And we have one more date comma, that is order date. For that also have kept as text. Now each and everything is fine. Count it is taking integer. Everything is fine. I'll say just next and next and import. Now automatically it will go and import each and every data. Okay, incorrect integer value. Let's take on some. Okay, finish task. We gave a wrong database. That's the reason it is not able to add. Let me add one more time. Okay. Let me drop this particular table. It has created a structure only. I gave a wrong data type, so it was not able to add. Let me drop. Drop people orders. So data. Okay, I need to use database. Amazon underscore DB. Let me draw. Okay, let me insert one more. This is text, customer ID is text, 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 city is text, country is text, amount it has taken double, payment is also text, order status text, derivative status text. Okay, let me take this also text. Okay, everything is fine. Now it is importing data. There are no any error logs or anything. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to just import a data. Now, if you come and see, the data has been imported and 1,000 records have been added into your table. Now, if you come and see, let me open that data set so that you guys can see what is there in that data set. Let me just search that particular data set and open. Now, this is our data. Okay, this is our data where we have all the information about a particular orders data. Okay, we have something called customer ID, customer order ID, customer type, or whichever on which date he has ordered, what is the city, country, total amount which he has ordered, and what is the discount we are given, what is the mode of payment he has done, what is the status, and what is the delivery date and product count. We have all this information. Now we can go and analyze in top of this particular Excel sheet only, but why we are adding into a database. For example, now if I need to go and see what all payment have been done with respect to UPI, again I need to come here, add a filter. Now again I need to go and queue a payment mode, and if you see something called as UPI, I need to come and search like this. Now we got this. Now, again, on top of this, if I need to go, which is greater, or whoever has done with respect to UPI, and the amount greater than 2,000, now again, I need to come and select like this one by one by one. Yes or no? For filtering data? Yes or no?
Yes.
It will be very difficult to work with your Excel or CSV file like this. Instead of that, I'll just go and keep that particular data into my database. As soon as I use my tables, as I select star from my orders data. If you come and search, you'll be able to see each and every data into your database. Okay. Now I need to go and see what is the how does my data, particular table looks like. What's the description of my table and what all things is there with respect to my table. I will use something called as describe table my table name. Now it's a simple data. It has order data. It gives how much rows, 100 rows. These many rows have been displayed. We have these things. Now I'll just give describe table. You get particular information about your all the columns and what are the data types. Okay, for order it is text and it is giving double, it is giving everything. But we know that there is one particular column that is date column. I need to go and change my order date into my date format. Okay, it has been added as a text. Now I need to go and change it as a date format. Now to add anything with respect to date format, your date should be always YYYMMDD. It should be in this format, then only your database is going and MySQL will be able to go and understand this is a date format data. Now, if this particular date is not in this format, how to convert this and all? We have certain inbuilt functions called date functions. We'll be seeing that in the further classes. But now we have this as a text data. I need to go and convert this into a date format. To do that, can we use alter table? Can we use alter table? Yes. Use filter table. My table name is order and modify column, modify my order state. I need to convert into a date format. As soon as I run this, 100 rows are affected. If I come and describe my table, now I have converted my order date into date. Similarly, we have one more column called delivery date. I'll take the same query. Now, instead of order date, I'm coming and copying this and keeping as a delivery date. As soon as I run this, it is throwing certain errors, incorrect date format. Okay, it's throwing certain errors, incorrect date format, and it is giving certain things called as a blank or order date at the row number 6. Okay. Now when I come and read this particular data, if you see at the 6th record, there is something called as a blank. Is there any null here? Are you able to see any null?
Yes, there are nulls in the delivery date.
Okay. When we added our data, it has not taken as null. It has taken certain things as blank. Now your date format can have either a valid date or direct null. It cannot have anything with respect to blank like this. If anything is coming as a blank, it will consider as something called as string kind of a data type. Now I need to go and update my table. Whenever there is something called as a blank, I need to update to null. So for this kind of operation only, we'll be using something called as DML command. Now how to update this? How to update this? How can I update this?
One way is to write the whole command like select everything. Select every
My requirement is wherever there is blank, I need to come and update as a null.
Then we use update statement.
Okay. Okay. If I use update my table, okay, then set delivery date. What I should do?
We use NVL function.
We use
NVL function.
okay. Is null the same?
no, we have to put
And
we have
delivery
to put the condition.
Equal to null or is null.
equal to 1,
Okay. Where
delivery date is equal to blank
Yeah, delivery date in null.
is blank. Yeah.
okay, this is not, this is just a blank now. If you come and read, select my table, where let me copy it. come and add this and select, you are getting all as blank. Now these are not null. We have to come and convert that blank into null. That's the reason I'm writing an update statement. But yesterday, Sagar, you said whenever there is something called as null, we have to use something called as is. But why are you equating now to null? Do anyone have this question? Did you guys understand my question?
Yes.
Okay. Now I said whenever there is something called as date or anything with respect to null, I am using something called as is null, but you are doing what equal to null now. Why, sir? What do you think? What might be the reason?
Null is not equal to anything actually. Null
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
delivery is null.
So you're saying what? Update that and make it as is null. This is what you're saying?
Yes, I thought.
Okay. Okay. Others? What about others?
It should be equal. Not is.
Okay. Now when I run this piece of command, if I run this piece of command, it is throwing an error, invalid syntax. Okay. Check your syntax. It is showing your error is with respect to is null. Now, when we went and the data is already null. Now, whenever you're going and filtering any data, I don't know what is that particular data. Null is something unknown. I cannot go and directly equate to my data to unknown to filter. That's the reason I was using something is. Now, I'm explicitly saying that I don't know what is this particular data. You for now, you go and equate it to null. Later, if I want to filter, I will come and filter as is null. But to add anything and put that particular data as null, we go and equate our data. Whereas to filtering of data, at that time only we use something called as a is. Are we good?
Generally, we use the is keyword in select statement only, right?
Yeah, it is in select statement. While you are equating any data, while you are adding that as a data into your table, we have to equate that into null. Only for select statement, this particular is null will there, where you're filtering data, you are accessing any data that is there as a null in from your table. Then we use something called the is or is not null. Are we good? Okay. Now I'll go come and update my table. Set SQL save updates equal to 0. Now I'll come and update this. 253 records have been updated. Now, if I come and see my table, if I go and search anything with respect to blank, you should get no data. Whereas if I need to go and filter if any data is there as a null, I'll say is null. Whenever I go and say is null, and if you try to filter a data, now I'll be able to see all my table has been updated as null. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now what can we do? Now I need to go and modify my table where delivery date has date. Once I come and modify now 100 rows are affected. If I come and see my data or if I describe my table, the table have been changed to data. This is what a data engineer work is. Whenever there is something called as you need to handle a data, you need to make sure that you have a proper structure in your inside a database, and you need to maintain. This is one of the work of the data engineer where you'll be coming and handling these all things. Till now, any doubt? Till now, any doubt?
Actually, whenever we are performing any DML operations, like we need to use like a set and save keyword is mandatory, right?
No, that is only with respect to your MySQL. So MySQL, if any sessions you open, it will not allow you to directly do update delete. It's a feature of MySQL. So at that time, just make sure that you update it safe, SQL safe update is equal to false or 0, so that you are intimating to MySQL that I know what I'm doing. I know updates and all. I know what is everything. I know it's correct. You don't need to interrupt. That's it. That's only MySQL.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Now, let's come and analyze our data. Okay. We have our table like this. Okay. Okay. Now, I need to go and filter a data. Now, if you see, there are a lot of data here. Okay. We have a lot of payments and all. I need to filter a table data where my amount is something greater than, let's say, 3,000. How to do? How to do?
We need to use where command. Where
Hmm?
salary greater than 300.
Where total underscore amount greater than 3,000. That's it. Now, the same thing if I wanted to do within my, I got how many records? I got all the records which are amount is greater than 3,000. You're able to see. The same thing if I wanted to do with respect to my Excel or CSV file, I should have come here. I should have a filter condition. These are all things I need to do greater than. Again, I need to go put here. So many things I need to do here. Whereas here, I'll just write one simple SQL statement. I'll be able to see all the data. Fine. Fine. Now, if you see here, amount is greater than 3,000 I got. Apart from that, I'm getting few of the things. I want to get only wherever there is amount is greater than 3,000. There should be also payment UPI.
Where total amount equal to 3,000 and payment mode equal to UPI.
Okay. And payment underscore mode equal to UPI. Come and run this. Now we are able to get all the amount that is greater than 3,000 and also all the amount which is having something called as UPI. Okay. Okay. And I see there are certain delivery dates which are null. I don't want this data in my output. I want, if there is any valid delivery date, then only I need to see that.
And again, we need to use
And condition and put where delivery date is not null.
and is null. Sorry, is not null.
And delivery date is not null. If I come and see, I'm able to get all the valid data. Okay. Okay. Fine. This was one of the use case. We had this, but I want to filter now. I just need to want to filter all the records that were delivered on this particular date. Where delivery date
Equal
to
December 2012 to 2024.
not. I'm putting this my delivery date. As I said, whatever the data with respect to varchar, you should go and put in either double quotes or single quotes to intimate that there is a string kind of a data type. Whereas for your float, decimal or something called as an integer, you can directly go and run that particular number straightforward. But I need to go and add wherever my delivery date is this. Now, if I come and run for date format, now this is date type of data type. We know that I'm coming and running this. Now it is not showing any of the data. That means it is not able to identify the data. Now again, I'll go and put into something called a single quote. Now if you come and run, are able to see all the data which is delivered on that particular date. So again, with respect to date, if you're passing anything with respect to date, that also should be passed in something called as a, then only we'll be able to see the date. Okay. Okay. Now I'll take the same command here. For now, I'll remove this. We have this data.
Delivery date is not null. NULL.
We have this data. Now I want to go and find, I'll put this AND condition. I don't want UPI in my output. Apart from UPI, any other data is coming, I want to see that.
Payment mode not equal to.
Okay. Instead of this, I'll just put not. Based on your use case. Okay, based on any of the use case. Now, if you come and see there is no UPI in my payment mode. Based on the use case, I'll be using my filter conditions. I'll be using my operators in my where clause to filter my data and see my data. Okay. Okay. We have seen few more things, Sagar. Let me use something called, this is your table. Let me use something called as, I want to see the data that is, it should be in the range of 2000 and 4000. Between this data, any total amount is between this range. How to see? Top of this.
Where total amount between 2000 and 4000, and we will let remain every condition same.
Okay. And total underscore amount between 1000 and I'm able to get all the range between 2004. Now, if I put something called the 2000, 4000, will it consider 2000?
I think this query will give the result between 3000 to 4000, not 2000 to 4000.
Why?
Because you have put the condition like total amount equal to 3000. At the same time, you have put the condition like that total amount should be between 200 to 400. So, and this is a AND operator. This is a, so the here is a AND operator. So this data is between 3000 to 4000, not 2000 to 4000. You have put the two condition for total amount.
Mm-hmm.
It is a AND operator. So this data is between 3000 to 4000.
Exactly. Okay. We can do that also. Now, since I have already passed my first filter, it is taking that particular filter and it is bringing that particular data, and only with respect to 3000 or 4000, it is taking not 2000 to 4000. Okay.
Here my question is like it is not 3000 to 4000. It's greater than 3000. We can able to see more than 4000 values also. You can scroll down.
Where is okay, to see any highest, I'll just click on this. Anything, what's the highest? If I remove this, and if I run, can you able to see 4000?
Yep.
Yes, now it's.
As soon as I put and one more condition, it is restricting. Now, obviously, now first condition is satisfied. It will take greater than 3000, not less than that. But now it will restrict something called as 4000 is my last data. Okay, least is 3001. If I click, last is 3099. How to handle? I want between 2000 to 3000.
So we have to remove the remove the first condition where total amount equal to 3000, and then only the condition for total amount will be 2000 to 4000.
Okay. Now can I come and put this or condition in? Are you able to?
Yeah, now it will come.
Okay. What is the least? Now what happening here? What happening here? I said or condition. The lower bound it took, but what about higher bound? What is not taking?
Because because here is and we have used the AND operator, and when for AND operator we have used the condition like 200 to 4000, and the first condition is more than more than 3000, say. So it is a AND operator, so it will take the both values.
Okay. Now my first this condition of total amount 2000 to 4000, the lower bound is satisfied. You are able to get the all the records even between less than 3000. But what is my higher bound? When I say total amount greater than 3000, any data that is greater than 3000. Now, since there is or condition, either one of the conditions should be satisfied. Now, this condition is satisfying. That's the reason it is showing 4000 beyond that data also. Very good. Any doubt in this? Very good.
Yes.
Others?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, new requirement. Okay. We have this particular data. Now I need all the data. Okay, all the data. Wherever the city, it should be either Delhi, either Chennai. Okay, then my total amount should be greater than 3,000. Should be either Delhi, either Chennai, and any data with greater than 3,000.
Select everything from the order data where city in Delhi or where city in Delhi, comma Chennai,
Hmm.
and total amount greater than 3,000.
I got all the data with respect to Delhi and Chennai. Greater. Now, apart from Delhi and Chennai, I want data.
Not in Delhi, Chennai.
Not in Delhi and Chennai and greater than 3,000. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But if you come and see here, there is certain VIP, VIP, VIP. I want only VIP guests.
And VIP equal to guest.
And customer type in VIP, comma guest.
Okay. Let's take only, for now, we'll take only VIP. VIP. Okay. Now, your data is like this. Can I pass like this?
Yes.
Will it take, if I pass VIP like this? Okay.
No, it won't take.
So the question is where customer type is VIP or guest, right?
No, let it be VIP now. My data is VIP in uppercase. I'm just taking VIP. Will it take?
It will
Hello.
not be case sensitive.
Yeah, it should take. It's case insensitive.
Doesn't mind whether it is uppercase or lowercase. It only check whether my data is matching or not. Anything can be, it will go and take. Okay. Very good. Very good in this.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine. Now, my question is, you have 200 million records. Okay. You have 200 million records. You have joined the organization. First time, he has given you this particular data to analyze. In this particular table he has given, you need to go and analyze the table. Now he's coming and he said, go and see, analyze this particular table and see how this particular data. On top of there are certain filtering conditions we need to come and apply. I'll be giving that requirement. Go and just see the data. If you come and do select star from table, let's consider this orders table only. If it has how much? 200 million records, and I'm doing there. How many records will get?
We will get all the records of 200 million.
Now, to fetch 200 million records, you're using a lot of computation in the back end. You just need to go and analyze data. And if you're coming and doing this, for sure, you are not a good SQL developer. For analyzing any sample data, we need to go and restrict the data, and we need to bring a certain amount of data, only a little bit amount of data I need to go and see. For that, we have something called as limit. Let's say limit, it's just 100 records. If I just come and say 100, limit of 100, it will bring me starting all the 100 records. Okay, the limit condition is nothing but for sampling of your data, we use limit. Here, we just go and bring the sample of data. Now I have only the first 100 records. I can go and see my data. Okay, okay, fine, fine, Sagar. Now I need to go and see data from, let's say, I limited this particular data. Now on top of 100 limit, can I go and put filter? Can we go and put filter? On top of this, I'm getting these records. Only I required top 10. Can I put here? Limit?
Yeah. Yes, we will put limit 10.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting this data. Now, the requirement is, if you see here, I'm clicking on this, it has been changing the order. Either it is coming from smaller or it is coming from higher. Okay. But my requirement is, I don't want to come and click again and again. On the go, I need to come and order my particular data. Can I do that? Yes. It's something called as a order by. Now, based on what I should do order? Total underscore amount. Now, need order. Now, if I come and just run, I'm just saying order by my total amount. And if I coming and running this particular data, what are you seeing here?
Ascending order. We get the data in ascending order.
It is from least to yes. If you scroll completely to the down, you see at the end you have highest. But I want what? Highest to lowest. Then I'll come and add something called as descending. As soon as I add descending, and if you come and run this piece of data, are able to see descending?
Yeah, now it is in descending order.
Okay. Now you have this particular data. Okay. We have this particular data. Now only I want to see top 10 highest bought by any of the VIP. What are the top 10 sales? For my Delhi, for let's say for my cities which are not in Delhi and Chennai, if anything amount is greater than 3,000, and if it's a customer VIP, for the top 10 bought or top 5 customer who had brought all the items. Should I do?
So we
First,
will order by total amount, descending, limit 10.
total underscore amount,
Descending,
descending,
limit.
say limit 10. Let's say limit 5. I need only top 5. Will come and these are the top 5 data wherever I'm having data. I see there is something called the delivery date null. I don't want this because he might have cancelled. I want only order status has delivered. Again, I'll come and I'll put my AND condition order underscore status equal to delivered. And come and run this. Now I have only delivered date. This is my highest data, whatever the top 5 customer. And I know customer 171 is the one who has ordered a lot of things. Are we good till now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Now let me take one small example. I'll create one table. Let Let me take orders demo. Order underscore ID int customer underscore ID. Let me take as it's also int. Then let me take as amount as int. It's also int. Okay, I have this particular table. Okay, I will insert few records. Insert into order underscore demo values. Okay, let me insert few values. Let's say 1, 101, comma. Let me copy this. Let me put this as 2, null. 3, one. I'll put this again as null. This as 4. Let me put this as null now. 5,000. Okay, let be 5,000 and this be 100. And let this be as 4. This be 6. And last we have what? 7. Let me make it as null. And null. Okay, okay. We have this data. If I come and see data, select start from my orders demo. I have this particular data. Okay, okay. Now I need to come and count what are my total number of records in my table. I'll say simple. Select count of star from my table. So how many records are there?
7 records are there.
I'll count. I'll take this. I'll run this. I got what? Output has. I'll take same thing. I'll come here. Now we have this data. Now instead of count, I'll go and put order underscore ID. Okay, here we are getting 7. It is 7. Now I'm running this. We're getting 7. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now instead of order ID, let me put my amount column. Okay. I have put instead of my order ID, I was able to get all the data. I'm putting something called as amount where I need to go and count. So now I execute. How many records you're seeing?
4.
4. If you come and see your data, how many valid records are there which are known? 1, 2, 3. Now, when I did something called as count of star or count of any particular column that doesn't have any null, what it will do?
It will produce the all. It will consider the all the records of the table. Ignore.
Null, if no null, here total count irrespective of nulls. And here, since we had 3 nulls, it gave only 4 records. Okay, fine. Now I'll take the same thing here. You tell me how many output will be there.
Code will be there.
4.
Customer
Five.
ID 5. Customer ID will be 5.
Others? What might be the output?
5.
Okay. When I run this, I get 5. Why? Because it has only 2 records as null. Obviously, these 2 records will be considered as not considering counting, and I'm able to get my data. Okay, Sagar, that's fine. Now I'll come and write something called as select count of 1 from orders. What might be output?
It gives 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Others? First of all, is there any 1 in my data?
No.
I'm saying count 1 from my orders table. Is there any 1? 1 is there?
No.
Do you see 1 in our data? There is something order date 1. It is there.
Yes.
I'm saying select count of 1 from table. Do you think it will count this particular one? Anyone thinks
No.
like that?
No.
No.
It won't consider order ID, but it will consider first line.
Okay. You are saying it will only consider this for first line and it will give us 1 as output. Prabhu? That's what you said?
Yes.
That's what you meant? I did not get you. What you meant?
I'm trying to say it is, I mean, if you run slide number 70, it will consider only first row.
First row. So it will be output in 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone thinks like that?
I think it will display 1 in 7 times.
Okay. Now when I come and run this, what's the output?
Oh, 7.
7. Okay. Now instead of 1, I'll put 1,000. Is 1,000 there in my record? 10,000?
No.
I'll come and run this.
Still
So,
it will display 7.
so now you put something star instead of star. You are going. Now what this particular count of star is doing? Whenever you put something called star, for each and every record, it will put star, and it is counting star. That's the reason. Even if there is something null, you are able to not see here because automatically for each and every in the backend, it is going and putting star in the backend. It is displaying the data. Now, if you say something called a count of 1 or count of 10,000, for each record, it will go and put something called as 10,000. And for that, how many number of 10,000 is there, it will go and count and you will be able to get total number of 10,000 it will get in each and every record. Since we have only 7 rows, it has put something called as 10,000 here, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and you are able to get 7 times it has counted that. So the display is 1. Very good.
Yes.
Prabhu, are we good here?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Fine. Now I'll introduce one more word for you. Okay. How many 104s are there?
2.
2.
2.
Okay. I want to get only distinct record. For example, we have 204s. I don't want to see. I want to see how many number of distinct records are there in my customer ID. If there are two different, where you ignore that and you only consider one particular value, that is 104. How to get that? Now, what I want from my customer ID, I need this. So I'll copy this. Now you are getting 5. You are getting 5 when I said what? Customer. Now instead of that, I'll come and add one word called distinct. Now, what is the meaning of distinct in general?
Unique.
Unique.
Okay. Now, as soon as I come and run this piece of record, what's output?
4.
Oh.
Now, come and see here. What's the column name?
Customer ID.
Now I need to go and on the go, whenever I'm going and while reading that particular data, it is very clumsy. What is this count, distinct, customer, and all? I need to display it as a valid column name. I will say as cust distinct. Now I'm saying on the go, it is not a permanent change to your structure. On the go, you are giving certain naming convention while displaying the data. This is called aliasing, where you are aliasing your data. You are just giving a particular temporary name while displaying your particular data. Now, when I come and run this, I'm able to see that naming convention here. But if you come and see the table, again, the table will be the same. There is no change to your table. This is only with respect to your something called the DQL, where we are querying our language, we are seeing our data, and on the go, you are able to see that particular aliasing. Okay, Sagar. I don't want to see the count. I want to see only the distinct record which I have in my table. I'll just remove what? My distinct. I'll use this and then I'll run this piece of record. Now, null is also displaying. Now, it is one of the unique values, so it is displaying that. So you have multiple nulls. If you come and see here, you have two nulls, but it has displayed only one because it has taken distinct. But while counting, will null be considered? While counting any record, will null be considered here?
No.
If you see here, distinct, it has taken all the distinct value. There was one null, but while any count or anything, since we are specifically passing a column name, now it knows I need to ignore this particular null at that time. It will ignore and will get that particular valid records. Okay. Till now, any doubt?
In place of distinct, you can use a unique keyword also fine, right? Hello.
Okay, if you come and say unique, it will not understand. Let me see, but for sure it will not be there. In MySQL, it is supported or not. Unique. No, let's see. It's throwing error. It's not a valid.
Okay.
Unique is not there. Any data, if you want to come and see it, which is unique kind of data, you should always use the keyword called. Have you got till now?
It's clear.
Okay. Now, I'll take this. I'll add. We have this data. Now let me add amount. What will be the output? If I add amount, what will be the output?
Output will be 500, 300, 100 and null. There are 4 outputs.
Okay. Now I put count of what will be the output.
3.
Same only.
Okay. You get these records, you're saying? What will be the output?
Output will be 3.
3?
Yes.
Correct?
No, 4. It will display same output only.
You're saying it will display this 500, null, 300, 100?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. I come and run this. What's the output?
Oh,
You're using count function. That is the reason it will display 4.
Never you go count of 4. What is the amount? Why it is taking 4 and why it did not give me 3? That's my question. If you say, come and do here distinct, yeah, how much 1, 2? Let me see. Amount, right? My question is simple. If I do distinct count of this, you're getting how much? 4. Okay, you are getting 4. Now, if I do same thing, instead of this distinct, I'll put here. I'm getting 3. What's the main difference between these two?
Because in count distinct amount, first it will do the distinct unique value and then it will do a count on top of that. Whereas in distinct count, first is taking the count of the main count and after is doing distinct. So it's of no use.
Okay.
Generally, when we are using count along with column name, it will ignore the null values. It will display only not null values.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. But if you have done the same thing with respect to line number 83, you should have also before. To ignore that, null, 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 3 nulls you ignore. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. You understand my question, Naresh?
Yeah.
Why it is changing for here is 4, here it is 3. Now first tell me, if I do count of amount, what is the output?
Will display 4.
4.
I'm doing count of amount. I got 4. And distinct of this what? What is the distinct of this?
It will be 4 only.
It is 4. Okay. Now the same thing I'll do instead of count, distinct. How many records are there?
4.
records are
Top of this, if I do count, what will be the output?
3 records.
Why? It will be ignoring.
Null.
That's the reason. You can see here. Now this is how it will do inside interview. Okay. You might be 5 years experience, 7, 8 years of experience. They will never go and ask you what are different like big questions. First, and foremost for 5-10 minutes, there will be something called the warm-up question, and they will come and they will ask, how good are you in fundamentals? The simple question, they just say, select distinct of count or count of distinct, and they will give certain records as a null, and they will check how well you know how distincts or count or some this kind of data has been handled with respect to nulls. And then if you are not able to answer these correct questions here only, they know that your fundamentals are not strong. And then they start drilling you in the interview, giving you a complex question so that they can just ignore you in the particular interview. Are we good with this now? You should never forget this. How it's working.
Can you explain once it again?
Okay. Now, whenever you go, you have this particular data. Let's consider full data. Okay. If I do a count of amount, what you'll get? Which values you'll get count of amount if you do?
Count of amount we will
500,
count.
100
Yes, 4 values you will getting.
value. Now, if you come and say select distinct of one, comma, two, comma, three, 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 four. It's not there. I think we can't apply directly distinct or like this. Fine. If you have these particular records, if I did distinct, if this particular data is a row and you are having distinct, you'll get how much distinct? 1, 3,
4.
Okay. If I do count of this, what will be the output? 4. Now, before doing something called as distinct, if I do count, total how many records are there?
6.
Before doing distinct, now you did distinct only, or it has ignored something called as a duplicate record. That's the reason. First, you are applied on top of column distinct. It will ignore the duplicate, whatever the duplicates are there, and on top of that, what records are coming, it is counting. Whereas you're first only you're doing count. That means you are not considering any duplicates. You are counting each and every values. Now, whatever the output will be there, always 6. Now, if even your value is 6, if you say distinct also, it should come as 6 only because it's one singular scalar value. You have not have any multiple value. That's the reason it was coming here, something called as 4, and here it is one guessed. Very good.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Few more things before we close our class. Now, in this particular data, we have one particular column called amount. What is the maximum value? You see,
Maximum value
500.
500.
to get value of amount, let's say something plus max of amount from orders. But I got singular scalar value. I want minimum. I just say min. I got one value. I want what? Average. What is average?
AVG.
What is average? What do you mean by average?
Sum by total number of rows.
Sum by total number of rows, 350. Okay. If I come and see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 1000, 1400, 1400 divided by 7. What is our output? Whatever the output you are getting, that. Okay, fine. Fine, Sagar. Fine. You're getting this. I'll say select. Okay, I'm saying select distinct. What are you spelling? amount. Distinct amount. I put this in a bracket. Divided by count of amount as average from order underscore demo. Okay. Average value. Let me take as well. You cannot use directly as distinct. Okay. Let me take amount and count.
You have to close one more bracket here.
Yeah, right. We have this amount. We have amount here. This is correct. Can't do that. Distinct like that. Distinct is only for values.
No, here after count only one bracket only, right?
No, this. Okay. Let me do that. Let me do like this. Now it's correct. Okay. We have what? Distinct of amount and count of amount. You tell me. What will be the output? First of all, what is distinct of amount?
Yes, of out will be 500, 300, 100, and I think null will also come.
When I said distinct, null will come. Okay, fine. Consider null. Now 500, 300, 100. What's the output?
900.
Okay. 500, 300, 100 is 800, right? 800. Yes or no? 500 plus 300 plus 100.
900.
Oh, sorry, 900. What is the amount?
6.
6.
Yes.
What is the count of amount? How many counts are there? 1, 2, 3. 900 by 4.
1400. 1400.
Agree.
5.
Expression is incomplete. This is incomplete mode. Aggregate column amount. New feature they have added. Okay, without group, but we are not using any other column. Oh, distinct is there, right? I don't want to use this because I have to explain you a few more things. Let me consider only sum. Okay. Now if I come and do, I don't want to confuse you guys now. Let me use this. We have this. Now I'm using something called as sum amounts. What do we got? 1400. Now I'll use something called as, how come 1400 came? We have what? 500, 500, 300, 100, 400. Now, any time when you do aggregations, obviously it will, how the count ignored something called as null. Here also it is ignoring null when you do something called the aggregations. Now, instead of this, I'll put distinct. What will be the output?
Now it will be 900 because it will skip 500.
Okay. That's 900. Now we have a 900. Now I'll put here distinct. The same thing I take here without distinct. Okay. You tell me now what will be the output? Here 900 divided by
4.
by
4.
4.
Yes.
This will be
1400.
1400 divided by, oh sorry, not by 4. The command run. Output is 225. Okay. If you do 900 divided by 4, it is 225. If I do 1400 divided by 4, okay. Okay. Now, last question. What will be the output?
It will be 1400 divided by 6.
By 7.
Sorry, by 7.
Total number of records are correct. If I comment like this, it will be
200.
if I do distinct,
Distinct
900 by 7.
900 by 7.
900 by now this 900. In this way, you can go and use something distinct along with summation. We'll explore more on top of this data. Now, whatever we did now, that is count, max, min, average, and sum. These are called aggregation functions, where we are doing aggregation of data, and on top of that particular aggregated data, we are using just on a high level, we got and saw a few of the things. But when we come back on Monday, which will be a paid session, we'll be getting started with advanced topics. That's it for today's class. If you guys have any doubt with respect to course or with respect to subject, you let me know. I'll be there to help you. No doubts? Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Any doubts in how to do payment, accessing of portal or anything? Any doubt in there? Okay, I'll just show briefly. If you come and see, once you log in, if you don't have access to our website, just give your information. When you log in for the first time, it will ask for your email ID and your password. Just register. As soon as you come, now free sessions are over. Now you have to go and say for paid sessions. And as soon as you click on paid sessions, there is something called a Snowflake. And when you click on Snowflake, you'll be having here, and particularly if access will be not there for you guys, so the payment will be there. As to let it load. It's taking time. You should click on buy now. As soon as you click on buy now, these are the fees. If you're going to pay one time installment, these are different fees. Now you can go and do payment. As soon as you do payment, you have option for doing all different types of payments here. If you want to use credit card, you can go and use credit card, or you want to do UPI, you can go and do. And if you need anything with respect to course fees, transaction, everything, discussion with respect to add-on, you can connect with admin. He'll be there to help you out, or I either you connect with admin or Mahesh. He'll be there to guide you. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Wish you all the best. If we meet on Monday, we'll continue the class, or else to prepare. Data engineering is the only subject which is having high demand in current market situation. If not from KSR, if you want to learn by yourself, that's also fine. You learn because you have a lot of job openings for KSR, for data engineer. So we'll be there to guide us. From KSR will be there always to guide you. If you have any doubts with respect to your career or anything, you can connect with Mahesh or our admin team. We'll always there to help you. Okay, that's it from my side. If you have any doubt, to let me know, or else we'll meet next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.